One day, football fans will tell future generations about them, about the goals, the trophies, the impossible moments. But every legend reaches the final chapter. And for some of football's greatest icons, World Cup 2026 could be the last time we ever see them on the biggest stage in sports. The question is, can they create one final masterpiece before saying goodbye?
Welcome back to Footy Facts. World Cups are where legends are born, but sometimes they're also where legends say farewell. Today, we're looking at football icons who could be playing in their final World Cup tournament. Players who have inspired millions, broken records, won everything, and now stand just one last World Cup away from the end of an incredible journey. Let's begin.
Lionel Messi. When people discuss the greatest football player of all time, one name always appears: Lionel Messi. For nearly 2 decades, Messi has dazzled football fans with a level of consistency that may never be seen again. He has won league titles, Champions League trophies, Ballon d'Or awards, and perhaps most importantly, he finally lifted the World Cup trophy in 2022. For many players, that achievement would have been the perfect ending. But Messi's story might not be finished yet. By 2026, he will be approaching 39 years old, an age where most footballers have already retired. Yet Messi has never followed normal rules. His vision, his intelligence, his ability to control a match without relying on physical speed, these qualities allow him to remain effective longer than most players. The idea of seeing Messi walk onto a World Cup pitch one final time is enough to excite football fans around the world. Imagine the atmosphere. Imagine the emotion. Imagine Argentina once again looking to their captain for inspiration. Whether he wins another trophy or not, one thing is certain: football may never see another player quite like Lionel Messi.
Cristiano Ronaldo defined the other. For over 20 years, Ronaldo has been the ultimate symbol of determination and ambition. Every challenge became motivation. Every doubt became fuel. Every obstacle became another opportunity to prove people wrong. His career has taken him from Portugal to England, Spain, Italy, and beyond. Along the way, he became one of the greatest goal scorers in football history. Even now, long after most players would have stepped away, Ronaldo continues competing at the highest international level. World Cup 2026 could represent his final opportunity to chase the one major trophy that has always escaped him: a World Cup title. Few stories in football would be more dramatic than Ronaldo leading Portugal on one final run. And regardless of what happens, his legacy is already secure. Future generations will study his career for decades.
Luka Modric's journey is one of football's most inspiring stories. He wasn't the biggest player, he wasn't the fastest, yet somehow he became one of the greatest midfielders the game has ever seen. Modrić transformed Croatia into a global football powerhouse. He led his nation to a World Cup final in 2018. He helped Croatia reach another deep run in 2022. And he earned the respect of football fans everywhere. By 2026, Modrić will be well into his 40s. The fact that he's even being discussed as a possible World Cup participant speaks volumes about his quality. His intelligence on the ball remains extraordinary. And if this truly becomes his final World Cup, it will mark the end of one of football's greatest international careers.
Kevin De Bruyne, when discussing the greatest midfielders of his generation, Kevin De Bruyne is impossible to ignore. For years, he has been the creative engine behind some of football's most successful teams. His passing range is extraordinary. His vision is world-class. And his ability to create chances from almost nothing has made him one of the most feared midfielders in modern football. Despite all his club success, one dream remains unfinished:
winning a major international trophy with Belgium. The golden generation of Belgian football came close many times, but the biggest prize always slipped away. World Cup 2026 could represent De Bruyne's final opportunity to change that story. One last chance, one last World Cup, and perhaps one final opportunity to lead his nation to glory.
Neymar. Few players have entertained football fans like Neymar. His creativity, his flair, his confidence. At his best, he can do things that few players would even attempt. Throughout his career, injuries often interrupted his biggest moments. Yet his impact on Brazilian football remains undeniable. World Cup 2026 could be Neymar's final chance to lead Brazil to international glory. And football fans everywhere know one thing: a motivated Neymar is always dangerous.
Thomas Müller is one of football's most unique players. He doesn't rely on flashy skills, he doesn't rely on incredible speed, yet somehow he always finds a way to influence games. His World Cup record speaks for itself. Goals, assists, big performances on the biggest stage. Germany's success over the last decade cannot be discussed without mentioning Müller. If 2026 becomes his farewell tournament, it will close an extraordinary chapter in football history.
Robert Lewandowski. Few strikers have scored goals as consistently as Robert Lewandowski. Season after season, year after year, goals simply followed him wherever he played. For Poland, he has carried enormous expectations throughout his career. World Cup 2026 could represent his final opportunity to make one last deep international run. And if there's one thing football has taught us, it's never to underestimate great goal scorers. One moment, one chance, one finish. That's all it takes to change history.
Every football generation eventually says goodbye to its heroes. Messi, Ronaldo, Modrić, Neymar, Müller, Lewandowski, Ochoa. These players didn't just win matches. They created memories. They inspired millions. And they helped define an era of football that many fans will never forget. But before the final whistle sounds on their World Cup journeys, one last question remains. Which legend do you believe has the best chance to produce one final unforgettable moment in 2026? And perhaps an even bigger question, when these icons are finally gone, who will become the next generation's football legends? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to Footy Facts, because in our next video, we'll explore the young superstars ready to take over world football after the legends step aside.